is there an association between taco tongue and evil eyebrow? Below is the data for a random sample of 100 or 600 West Allegheny students, some city somewhere. And you can see how many of them could do the evil eyebrow, the taco tongue, and both or neither, right? Remember we did this long ago in probability days? We're just running a different test for association, okay? We calculated it before, but now we're running an actual test. So before we do that, what does it mean for two events to be independent? Do you remember this?
They don't affect one another.
Yeah, they do not affect another. So knowing the one event occurs, knowing one event occurs does not change the probability of the other. Okay? That's what it means for two events to be independent. So they gave us the data. They saved us a lot of time collecting that data for us. So finding the expected counts is exactly the same as we just did. Row total times column total. So like this first box right here, it's going to be 480 times 200 divided by 600. When I do that, I get 160. And then I do the next box. It's going to be 480 times 400 divided by 600. And that gives me 320. Now in this example, I don't necessarily have to calculate all four. I can subtract, right? I know the total of the yes evil eyebrow is 200, so that means this one has to be 40. This one has to be 80. Okay? Okay? So these are my expected counts. Are they all greater than 5? Yes. That'll come back up later, right? There's our work, though. We did the work right there. Now, what is this marking on my screen? Okay. Do the data provide significant evidence there is an association? That's a key word here. An association between the ability to taco tongue and evil eyebrow. Does one affect the other? That's what we're trying to decide. Okay? So let's do the hypothesis. So you're going to use the same kind of language in your hypothesis. So, dang it. The null will be, there is no association between, and then I'm going to use the wording, the ability to taco tongue and evil eyebrow. So then the alternative would have to be what? There is an association, yeah. Okie doke. Name of the procedure is changing here because it's a test for independence, not homogeneity. How do we know? Well, it's one population, two variables, right? One population, two variables. That's what makes it independence. And also you look for keywords like association or independence in the setup. Okay? Conditions, on repeat, right? Random. It's only one sample. Was the sample of students taken randomly? Yep. Random, stated, we're good. 10% rule. Well, there were 600 of them. You think 600 is less than 10% of all West Allegheny students? That's a fair assumption. What's my third condition I gotta check? Expected counts greater than 5. Is that true? Yes, we know that, and we would say tell the reader to see the table for our work. We don't have to repeat it. As long as it's on your page somewhere, you don't have to repeat it. All right? Okay, so for work, I'm going to do the first and the last pieces here. So I'm going to do observed minus expected, so 180 minus 160 squared over 160 plus dot, dot, dot. And the bottom right would be 100 minus 80 squared over 80. All right, picture, it's going to be right skewed and right tailed. We just need to find the test statistic, the chi-squared value, and the p-value using our calculators. All right, so you try it out. See if you can follow the steps we just did. There, finish this. So you should have gotten a chi-squared of like 18.75 and a very, very small p-value, approximately 0, right? Do not tell me the p-value is 1.49. My head will explode. Don't do that.
What if it's negative 5? Because I got 1.49. It's still negative 5.
1.49 e to the negative 5 is pretty much a 0.
Oh. So it's a 0. I didn't see that.
If you want to write out all 5 zeros, that's great. Knock yourself out. But now we can do our conclusion. So we would say since 0 is less than 0.05, we reject the null, right? Which means we have convincing evidence that, go back to your alternative, there is an association between the ability to taco tongue and evil eyebrow. Now, with these two tests, you don't ever have to do a follow-up analysis. That's only a goodness of fit thing. That'd be too much. Do you want to do the back tomorrow as a warm-up?